Well, welcome to London. It is a city, of course, that is full of some fabulous sights and sounds. But only one thing occupies our attention today in Wimbledon. In SW17, it is the London Broncos against the Wigan Warriors. The Broncos looking for their first win since their return to Super League. It's a tall order today, but can they do it against the reigning Super League champions and the World Club winners as well? Some fascinating match lineups today as well in terms of the way the two teams are looking. We're looking forward to seeing one or two eye-catchers. Reminder, we have seen some fabulous results already. Warrington toughing it out at Kingston Rovers the other night. Huddersfield with a big win. Leeds 22-16, having been 16-0 down against Lee. And Salford with their first win in St Helens in 44 years, coming from behind as well. This game this afternoon, and straight afterwards in a doubleheader. Stay with us on Sky Sports Action for Catalan against Hull FC. As far as the teams are concerned today, London Broncos, well, they have a debutant in Rhys Butterworth, the recent on-loan acquisition from Kingston Rovers. He's on the bench. Ollie Leyland, who we initially thought might be playing a fullback today, moves up into the halves. And Campagnolo, the Italian international, drops down to 18th man. They came so close against Hull FC last week. Can they come even closer today? Wigan, well, what about that lineup? They've still got plenty of World Club winners in there a couple of weeks after that big victory against Penrith. But they have got young Jack Ferryman making his debut today, wearing the number 30 shirt, and a lot of local Wiganers are getting very excited about that, the prospects of that young man at 18 years of age. And also Zach Eckersley, who has been seen in the Wigan first team before, is on the wing as well in the absence of Liam Marshall. It's a good atmosphere here today. Expecting a crowd of around 5,000 in this very tidy Cherry Red Records Stadium. Terry O'Connor's with us. What are we expecting?
I'm expecting this London side to compete against Wigan. You know, young Ollie Leyland, like you said, he's just 22 years of age, 70th Broncos appearance today. He catches the eye. He's not the biggest, certainly brave in the halves that he grew up playing in against Jack Ferryman on debut. Wigan's 2023 Academy Player of the Year. He's tough. He knows how to take a team around, and he certainly is an old head on young shoulders, a player to watch.
Only 18 years of age. He was only in the academy for a year before he was promoted into the first team squad this season. A former Lee Miners player. Well, plenty of Wiganers have made this journey. Last time they were in London for a competitive game was, of course, the Challenge Cup final against Huddersfield a couple of years ago. And this will be a new stadium for a lot of those Wigan fans, and plenty of London fans here as well today. Heartened, no doubt, by the performance of their team, if not the result last week. Two teams coming out. There is a watery sunshine still around. Mostly grey skies above, and there is a chill in the air, but it is not bad conditions. And a pitch here as well, Terry, that looks pretty good.
Yeah. Great conditions for a game of rugby. You know, they were a minute and a half from getting the result last week against Hull FC. At the start of the game, they made a mistake. They give a penalty away. They've got to start games better. The back end of the game, they just couldn't get to the end of the set to 6. But they know that they need to be absolutely 10 out of 10. There might be some senior players missing for the Warriors, but they've got some good young talent. And commitment is definitely going to be key.
As we saw there, James Fella, the referee today, the Australian, and Chris Kendall is back in Wilmslow in the warmth of the video booth if and when we need to hear from him. Well, a couple of weeks ago, Wigan were winning a World Club Challenge. A week later, they performed terrifically well against Huddersfield. Can they keep up that level of intensity? Or do they have a vulnerability today, 2 weeks on from that big match, against this lifted London team?
Well, people talk about that, don't they? Backing up the following week, you're always expecting you've got to come up with something after the final or the World Club Challenge like they did. It's the following week that could sometimes get you. And I'm sure Matty Pete, when he's talking to his players, would have talked about the challenge and focusing on them more than focusing on who's in front of you with the London shirt.
Well, there's a little bit of history that doesn't make the most comfortable of reading from Wigan's point of view, in that last time they played London in the Super League back in 2019 over at Ealing, the Trail Finders Stadium, they lost, and that was 2 weeks after they appeared in a World Club Challenge when they played against the Sydney Roosters. Different circumstances this time around.
I was going to say, so you're expecting an upset then, are you, Dave?
I expect nothing, Terry. But it is London who are in these early stages looking for a little bit of expansion as well. London in the mainly black, Wigan in the mainly light blue today, not familiar colours to either of these sides. Into dummy half goes Sam Davis. Started his career at London many years ago. He's been around and about at York, but back here last year, part of that promotion-winning side, and a gallop on again here. And the offload suddenly has them scampering away to Leyland. It's gone to ground momentarily. But London showing a bit of purpose here.
6 again, right hand, not square.
Switch back again. 6 again. Another set of 6, not square. So London have got an opportunity here, Terry.
Yeah, well, Fenton Rodgers it was who gets the offload away. Just run hard along with Reece Kennedy. The starting prop forwards for them. They get a penalty. This is a good start for London. If you can keep on getting the points and keep that scoreboard ticking over in your favour. But Reece Kennedy and young Fenton Rodgers, big tough prop forward, debuted last week on loan from Huddersfield.
Davis with a tap and go.
There he is again, Rodgers.
Yeah, just a big blast forward again from Fenton Rodgers. Up and plays. Out of dummy half comes Davis. Now it's with Meadows. It'll switch back again. Wigan's defence having to be tight in these early stages because questions are being posed here by the team in black. Davis searching this blind side, Lovell. But he can't keep that move alive because Wigan's defenders are in quickly in response. Lovell's having a look at the referee before he eventually plays the ball back. It comes to Meadows again. Shifted across here. Ollie Leyland's involved. Drops the pass off. 4 tackles gone. It's Davis. And here comes Leyland again. And now they search a little wider, but there's no gaps there. Last play. Here's Davis. Searches left again. Little grubber kick through from Hakan Maludi, but it's easily taken by Miski on that far side. And Wigan get possession, and will be relieved to have this possession in these early stages.
Yeah, they were under pressure when I know there's only 3 minutes gone in the game, but you put that ball through, it's pouched by Abbas Miski, the former Bronco player. Himself here he is, second carry of the game, does a decent job to stay in the field of play. The London Broncos team just kind of let Wigan dictate the speed of the game. Another one of those youngsters here, Zach Eckersley.
Eckersley with a carry, picked up from dummy half by O'Neill, and almost finding a gap as well. Dupree, it's picked up by O'Neill again. It's the last play here. There's a little bit of miscommunication from Wigan. It looked as though it had been dropped forward. It's very untidy at the end of that set. And maybe is that a sign that Wigan are just a little unsafe?
You know, they get caught in a bit of two minds because it's a quick play of the ball. What you have then is you have Brad O'Neill that jumps out dummy half expecting something beyond because London couldn't quite get back. Not everyone was on the same page as him then.
0-0 coming.
Well, McCartney has lost the ball and the referee says play on, and Farriman with a pass away, and this will be a stroll to the line from Wardle. Underneath the sticks he goes, and Jack Farriman, the exciting youngster, can claim a try assist, but it's Wardle whose name goes up in lights.
Well, forced the error. They did do that on the back of a mistake they made, and like I say, as soon as the ball drops free, Luke Thompson picks it up. He's looking for some players outside him over on the left-hand side, and Jake Wardle's there, but Jack Farriman, like you say, with his first try assist, the 18-year-old McCartney, who's a late inclusion into this side, he loses possession, and he's not waiting around, is he, Luke Thompson, for the referee. Farriman goes deep into the line, and the space out wide, and Jake Wardle, he goes over for the opening try in this game. All about making sure you finish your sets off, get to the end of your sets, complete your set 6, don't turn the ball over. You know that this Wigan side can score points from all over the field, the new World Club champions. and they score the opening points in this game.
Adam Kieran with a kick right in front of the sticks. Kieran taking over the kicking duties, of course, in the absence of Harry Smith. Bevan French, Liam Marshall amongst those who are rested. Liam Byrne has got a bit of an injury, hasn't he? So that's why he's out of the 17 for Wigan today. So Kieran just settling himself and puts it right where he wants to put it. And Wigan have the lead by 6 points to 0, and that might just be a little bit of puncturing of the Broncos' bubble.
Yeah, exactly. That's not the sort of start that they needed in this game. The Warriors will always try and attack through the defence. The mistake from McCartney, like I say, Luke Thompson just picks the ball up straight away. They're looking to get him on the counter, aren't they? You've got to match the Warriors. Every time you're carrying the ball, you know exactly what to expect.
Well, the pattern of concession from London's point of view is fewer points as each week goes by. 40 points against St Helens, and then 34 against Catalan and 28 against Holland. They're getting closer and closer to their opposition, but whether that pattern can continue today remains to be seen. Neil had a dummy half. This is taken on a stride or two. Mega. And Wigan through Dupree, moving it ominously closer back towards that London half of play again. It's a little kick through by Ryan Hampshire. London starting from deep and having a lot of work to do because that Wigan chase is good and strong as well.
And that's going to be for the full 80 minutes, isn't it? Hakim Maludi is going to be tested in the corners where the Warriors like to kick it. Look, a bit too eager here for the referee, James Veller. He was talking to them, but most defensive teams like to get off the line as quick as possible. They talk about the first 3 steps, and they'll try and intimidate the opposition, especially when you're bringing the ball away from the corner, and there's not much room in that defensive line.
It's a decent atmosphere here today. To say that, they were expecting a crowd of about 5,000, and it looks as though they've got that expectation. Oh, there's a mistake.
It's a killer,
This
Dave,
will be Wigan who get it back.
No, it's a killer. They've made, when they conceded that try, and Jake Wardle, they made a mistake, McCartney bringing it away. Now it's another mistake that they made in their own half. Wigan aren't having to work really hard to gain the metres because of the early turnovers in the game.
Jacob Jones looks as though he might have taken a knock there, which led to that mistake, but rugby league can be an unforgiving game at times, can't it? And Wigan back in the box seat. O'Neill. Here's Farrimond again. And now Dupree just hits that line really well, and metres after contact are good.
Seen plenty of the ball early on, isn't he? Tyler Dupree.
O'Neill, another set of 6, set restart. Farrimond bounces in. O'Neill, Mago, just angling that run, trying to get the arm free, but London defenders attracted in quickly to just put him off the opportunity. O'Neill, Wigan poised. Farrimond, back it goes, all the way to Kieran, who twists, and he's put down. Miski quickly up there. Miski fancies a go at the line, and Miski's got over the line. Well, the London defence will be disappointed with that, because they could have seen him coming, and they just seem to back off a little, and Miski has Wigan's second with barely 9 minutes played.
Yeah, well, Abbas Miski, like I said, the former London player himself, 22 games, scored 19 tries for them, and scores an easy try, really. You know exactly what he's going to do when he gets the ball over on the right-hand side. It's nice play, nice build-up play, good footwork. As soon as he comes in behind the dummy half, you know that he's going to run it. It's a quick play, the ball, the markers aren't set, and the defence are just defending on the heels. You've got to make sure you get forward, you get your bodies in the right position, and he just crashes over for an easy try. And Matty Pete will be happy with the way his side has started again. 10-point lead with the kick to come in 10 minutes.
Well, there's an ominous feel to this game, isn't there? Wigan, I mean, renowned for their defensive efforts over the last couple of years, a tough team to break down, but they've started at a pace in terms of scoring points this year. 32 against Cass, 30 against Huddersfield, just the 2 matches in Super League because of week off for the World Club Challenge, if you can call it that. But they're well on course to keeping up that 30 points plus in this game here.
Yeah, like you said about the Broncos conceding an average of 34 points in the first 3 games. So they know, and like we said at the start of the game, they've got to be absolutely bang on and focus on what they do when they haven't got the ball more than what they do when they have got the ball.
So Kieran again. A lot of talk about goal kickers around Super League at the moment. Teams that don't seem to have them. Wigan have the luxury of at least a couple. Commentators curse because he put that wide. Kieran, generally speaking, is a very decent kicker of the ball off the tee. And of course Harry Smith, who we've seen banging him over from all angles over the last 12 months or so.
Yeah, totally agree. Not like him to miss that, and the Broncos coaching staff know that they've got to get into this game pretty quick. They've got to match them physically.
It's a coaching staff that looked absolutely forlorn, didn't they? Just about a week ago with that defeat against Hull, when they thought they got their opening win of the Betfred Super League in 2024, but hearts broken at the very last, and already safe in the knowledge, which they would have been aware of before, that this is going to be a really tough test today. But they now know for certain that there is no switch off from Wigan, there is no lowering of the intensity. The Warriors are here to do a job. And O'Neill had a dummy half to Hampshire, drops it back on the inside. Here's Isa.
And sometimes that's the beauty of sport, isn't it? Like when Matty Peach chose to rest some of his players, other lads have got an opportunity now, and it's up to them now to set down a marker.
A little bit of a juggle by Dupree, but the referee had good sight of that. Said he never actually completely lost control. Hampshire with the kick. Carney underneath it. There's a chase is on from Miskey. Some shepherding going on that far side, which helped out. And London, with the offload, are able to advance in decent fashion on that first play.
Well, you know what you're going to get from the fullback Hakim Maludi. He's got an offload in his game, offloaded the ball more than anyone else in Super League. And McCartney, plenty of good meters here.
Davis had a dummy half. Drive on by Reece Kennedy, one of their new signings this year. And it's striking as well when you look at that London squad, the number of players who wouldn't be playing professional rugby league were it not for this club, London Broncos. A lot of them starting their lives here with this club, either hailing from the Midlands or more personally hailing from around this area, this greater London area. That's why this club is so important, they will tell you. Ollie Leyland is caught in full flight. Thompson with a tackle. Davis out. Left it goes to Meadows. Meadows with the chip again, and Miskey rises well, and I think is, oh no, there's a shepherding going on from Wigan. So a penalty boost here for the Broncos.
Well, he's a good kicker, isn't he, James Meadows? He absolutely drops it on a dime. You can see he's got 3 players to the left-hand side of him, and they just kick it up. And I think it's Adam Kieran, the man who just takes out a Broncos player, wouldn't get him to put any pressure on Miskey.
So here comes the Oldham lad, Fenton Rogers with a drive again. As Terry says, on loan from Huddersfield. Most of last year at Bradford Bulls, wasn't he, Fenton Rogers? Back towards the middle again. Just testing out Wigan's resolve, but Wigan's resolve has been tested many times and very often comes up trumps. So London looking for a bit of magic. Meadows gets it on again. Lovell is felled. Sam Davis to dummy half again. Meadows and Fenton Rogers will try to straighten things up. Davis flicking it back, and they go wide again. This is Jared Bassett, the Australian. He's within sight of the line, but there's only one play to go now. It's a step back from Leyland, and he's got the ball away. And London had their try as well. Jacob Jones crashing over. And the Broncos, wow, what a response. They've been given the opportunity, they've taken the opportunity.
Every time I watch that Ollie Leyland, I really like what he does with the ball. Said at the start of the game, he's not the biggest, but he certainly is brave. And he just needs people pushing up, supporting him. And when he goes at the line, he thinks, right, it's not on. Leaves a couple of players, and Jacob Jones just pushing up in support. That's all the little half-back needs. He's been playing a lot at full-back, but he started his career. I remember watching Medway Dragons as a youngster, and he started at half-back there, made his career as a half, goes to full-back, he's got this kick to come.
Mike Eccles and his assistant, Ryan Sheridan, will be cheered by that. And an opportunity here for the gap to be narrowed to 4, which will be a very good position from London's point of view, given the way that Wigan have started this game. Shown a bit of heart and soul. The kick is good. It is over. 6 for London, 10 for Wigan.
Well, just try and play at a bit of speed, and that's exactly what Leyland does. He knows that he's going to have some support on the inside. It's your skill, it's your execution, it's your awareness of where you are on the field. And Matty Pete and his coaching team will be disappointed, really. There was enough Wigan players to solve that problem then, but they were broken down by a committed side who just managed to push for each other.
Jacob Jones on loan from Lee, but he's another of those, you know, Birmingham born, started his professional career here at London, travelled out to Coventry, back to London, and then up to Lee, and he had a few games for them in their promotion year, didn't he, when they were in the Championship doing ever so well, and just getting some real important game time here with the London Broncos this year. Here's Maludi.
Yeah, and big for London now that they get through this set. Don't make a mistake. You see so many times in Super League and Rugby League in general where you score a try and all of a sudden you seem to relax and take your focus on getting to the kick.
Rogers trying to bludgeon his way forward. Davis has a involved tackle that, well, I think that there was a grab of the ankles by Rogers, who was clearly not happy with the treatment he was getting.
Yeah, well, Fenton Rogers, I thought he did well there. An initial contact, he was very difficult to bring down. You can see 3 players just trying to get him down. He wouldn't go down, and then he was pulled back. He gets up. I think harshly done to there.
Well, there is the classic, as you were saying, Terry. Get through the next set, and London haven't got through the next set with anything like the purpose they would have liked, and they've gifted Wigan an excellent position again here. And Wigan, with a bit in their teeth, of suddenly an opportunity as Dupree is very, very close, and in fact is better than close. He's over to score. Tyler Dupree, his 13th appearance for Wigan today. He's won every trophy available in the previous 12, and now he's scored his 3rd try in his Wigan career, and Wigan are back in a much more comfortable position.
Yeah, he started the game well, hasn't he? He's certainly stepped up, taking the ball forward, carrying it with some real purpose. And you can see that when he gets the ball from the dummy half, Brad O'Neil just hits and spins. He knows where the try line is, keeps powering forward, and like you said, won everything in his time. Look at that, the fight, the urgency to get the ball down, but they'll be disappointed. They had the ball, they give a penalty away. Like I said, I'm not so sure they agreed with it, but Matty Pete will know that that's exactly the sort of response that he wanted.
Well, Tyler Dupree has now scored as many tries as he's won medals in Wigan colours. League Leaders medal, Grand Final winner, World Club Challenge winner. And he's now got 3 tries as well. Adam Kieran should have 2 goals in just a moment, because right in front of the sticks, it's just about as much as a gimme as you could expect. And he has got it, and Wigan just disappearing a little off into the distance again here with that score.
Well, it's pretty easy, isn't it? Just punch into space, hit a hole, hopefully your hooker will find you. That's exactly what that man did, and he knew that if he gets the pass from Brad O'Neil, that he just needs to keep his composure, get to the try line and ground the ball.
See Harry Smith up there in the alongside the coaches. Not playing today, obviously. And amongst the Wigan royalty here today, Martin Afire is watching as well. Of course, London Broncos royalty as well. Martin, he played in a Challenge Cup final for them.
Penalty, high shot, and so you concede points. You kick off, you give a penalty away.
There's Martin.
He still looks about 25 as well, doesn't he?
He's a terrific character to sit and chat to. He'll tell you how good he was, and you can't argue with him.
Without even, yeah, but that's without even asking him.
Yeah, and here comes Field, threatening. Kieran in at dummy half. Isa waits for the pass, puts it onto Mago. Mago going across to see if there's any weak links there in that London defence, but none found. The chain stayed tight. O'Neill, one-handed pick-up by him, a little dance forward, evades one defender, creates a bit of space. He was being tracked all the while by Farriman, but never much chance of the pass away. It goes right to Hampshire. Hampshire's going to try and take them on. One play to go for Wigan. 2 steps away. It's another set of 6. It's a reset of the tackle count again, and Farriman is going to have a run. There's some confidence from the youngster, 18 years of age, to remind you. Davis to Mago. Mago spins. London defenders come flying from all directions. The Broncos are just about holding on. Oh, and then Mago reaches. And, well, the referee said he's already completed the tackle.
Yeah, he said the tackle was already completed.
We saw Dupree doing it earlier, but this time Mago thought he'd have a go, but the referee said, no, son, the tackle was complete. You can't do that.
Yeah, well,
you
James
can't do
Mellor
that.
was clear in his call, wasn't he? He thinks... Whoa,
Whoa, I tell you.
wow.
I tell you.
I would like to look at that in the video. I think that was a try unlucky. You could see he was a bit disappointed, Patrick Mago.
There was a case for the defence here, wasn't there?
Yeah,
But not given. Not given. Taken forward here by Reece Kennedy for London Broncos. Still the 10-point gap. Wigan are looking good at times, but London are showing some brightness, some enthusiasm for the course. Davis. Mayland just pitching it further right. No way through for Bassett.
nice read from Farriman. Closed him down. Sean O'Loughlin said that he's a tough defender, likes to get stuck in.
This is Maludi. Little double pump from him. Lovell taking it on. There's a clash of heads amongst a couple of Wigan players there.
Yeah, Brad O'Neill and Jay Wardle let her down.
Meantime, London continue. It is the 6th tackle, and Maloney trying to make things happen. Might just have made things happen. And Kershaw is the man who's in, but the referee's not sure here.
We have a try. Can you check touchline?
Well, he says try on the field. What do you reckon, Terry?
Yeah, try. Good composure from Maludi. Gives the ball to Kershaw out wide, who knew exactly what he had to do.
Okay, we've got a live call of try. We're checking the grounding and touch.
Well, this looks
Kershaw is in possession.
a real acrobatic effort, doesn't it?
Okay, does the hand come off the ball?
Oh.
Going to check another angle. Okay, that angle doesn't show me much. Going to go to the other corner angle. Okay, camera 8's probably going to be the best angle on this. Kershaw is in possession. The ball there comes away from both hands. He must then catch, hold or regrip, which he doesn't, and it hits the floor. Thank you, I've seen the angles I need. I've made my decision.
Well, it was a fantastic effort, but it ain't going to count. Not quite in control. Referee has made his decision. We wait for confirmation on the field, and it is no try. But again, a reflection of the Broncos' enthusiasm for their task here today.
Yeah, well, he was spooked, wasn't he, from Jay Field? And he knew soon as that he got up that he tried to sell it, that the try was scored. Had a bit of the spray on the hands from the physio when he come on. Maybe next time, but disappointed just looking at him here. He drops his head, shakes his head, because that's a certain 4 points, maybe 6 blown.
Junior Assembly is on the field for Wigan, and is given some robust treatment by those 3 London defenders.
And that is how you've got to handle him. He's only a youngster, but wow, he can come onto a ball.
Talking about coming onto a ball, Thompson takes it another step or 2 further forward. Out of dummy half it's taken, and Field stopped in his tracks.
Stay there, Rhys, give me a step. Hold.
Switch back to Isa. Isa with a footwork.
Four.
Well dealt with by that Broncos defence.
Play on.
Here's Mega. And left to Ferryman, and over the head of Farrell and Kershaw. Well, it was a knock-on. Could easily have been a try-scoring opportunity had he collected that, but instead Wigan strike lucky here, gifted with possession back.
Just doesn't take the right bounce, does it? For Kershaw, he tries it. Unfortunately, makes the error under a bit of pressure. And Jake Wardle and Brad O'Neill have gone off for the HIA from the head clash just a minute ago.
Well, a couple of what-ifs from Lee Kershaw. But the actuality is that Wigan still lead here by 16 points to 6.
Stay there. Stay in. Out.
Working down that right-hand side with Hampshire.
One. Move now. Come on. Stay on the mark, Adam.
Here's Isa.
Two. One move. Give me a
Tom
step.
Forber on
Hold.
the field. Back inside for Mako. Wrestling. Trying to get a little closer. Forber again. Springs it left to Field, who goes for Farrell, and Farrell trying to shake off the defenders, but three of them hanging on and keeping him at bay. So back it comes with Forber, and this is Field now, and Dupree with all that bulk and energy and power as well, causing a problem, but London are able to keep him just a stride or two short. The ball comes free, and the referee says knocked off.
The correct decision, isn't it? He's trying to wriggle free. There was a bit of a Rhys Kennedy and Tyler Dupree just coming together. Falls off the tackle. Rhys Kennedy, then he's thinking about going back in. And as Tyler Dupree just spins out, he goes to try and get the ball down, play it. He loses it though. And James Meadows just not letting go of him. He tries to just spin out of it, which he needs to control that ball.
Coming up, you can see next, well, later today, Catalan against Hull FC. 5:25 doubleheader, but then Salford Wigan next Thursday, of course, 7:30. Salford, the informed team after their victory against St Helens. St Helens themselves leads on Friday at 7:30 on Sky Sports Action. Huddersfield Hull KR Saturday 2:55, and Hull against Lee later 2:55 as well on Sky Sports Action. And Catalan against Castleford, making up a threesome on that Saturday. 5:25 on Sky Sports Action. London Warrington back here in the capital on Sunday at 2:55, also on Sky Sports Action. Meantime, right here, right now, it's Wigan who have the lead with 27 minutes played, but they have two players off with a head injury assessment. And to remind you of the new rules, that if both of them fail, they can bring on their 18th man. More of that if and when it happens. Here's Harvey Hill. Forber, a dummy half. Ferryman on that right-hand side. He's trying to stand up the defence. Little jiggle of the hips. There's no shortage of confidence from the 18-year-old, is there? Another set of six as well here. Dupree with a pass away, and Hill with virtually his first touch will get a try. Wigan just powering their way over. They are showing a real intensity here today when they have ball in hand at that end of the field, and they extend that lead to 20 points to 6.
Well, quite content, aren't they, to just play off some power generated by the forwards, keeping it nice and tight. Young Jack Farrimon got a set restart, so they went again. And that just seems to be the theme, the story of the game, where the Broncos do some good stuff and then let themselves down by coming up with a poor kick. They kicked early on, give the possession to the Warriors, and the Warriors just tip on players. Nice going at the line. Tyler Dupree not taking too many steps, giving Harvey Hill a chance to pick out the man that he wants to run to, and just too big and too powerful. And you can see just scatters a couple of London defenders and leaves them on the floor.
No great emotion on the be eerie. Well, they'll be fairly satisfied so far. And Kieran with another relatively simple attempt at goal here. Settling himself. Wigan fans who were in a state of high excitement just a moment ago, falling respectfully silent behind the sticks to which Kieran is kicking, and over it goes. 3 out of 4 from him, and 22 points to 6 is the lead now for Wigan.
Well, they're certainly confident, aren't they? And they've been helped in the game by the Broncos. As we said, they kicked early, but they couldn't defend that next set of 6. They give a set restart away, and then all of a sudden, they just look to play off some power.
Sean Wayne watching on, England coach, and of course has a senior role at Wigan as well. Here's Hill. Wigan advancing.
Hands away. Walking.
Forber,
Trapped.
the dummy half. The O'Neill and Wardle situation, if they do both fail their HIA, as we said, 18th man comes on. Cade Ellis, it's not a bad option.
Placement, is it?
He ain't going to be slotting in at dummy half, but I tell you, it's not a bad man to bring on if they have to do that.
Just look at the leg speed there from Luke
Great
Thompson. Nice offload.
Great offload from Thompson.
Do you know, if you run with plenty of power and you run to bust every time, and you can just bounce somebody off, there's a good chance you're going to be able to offload the ball.
As long as you're his size.
Reach hands away. Stay square.
Forber.
Jacob, you're up.
Back it comes here
Leave him.
for the kick from Hampshire. There's a bit of a chase on as well. There's a job to be done here for Hakim Maludi.
Oh, doesn't he do well? That was a great kick from Ryan Hampshire. Goes at the line, just keeps it nice and honest, kicks the ball over the head, and now look at him. This is where the Warriors like to hunt. They get off the line, numbers in. What was that, 5 players in, nowhere to go. And Ollie Leyland with a brave carry here now.
It's a good skip, and it's a good few yards gained, because they were in danger of being penned inside their own 10, and that will help because the referee's deciding too much going on in the tackle.
I think that's a penalty that was needed. Only they've still got 9 minutes to go till half-time. They're behind on the scoreboard by 16 points. They've been dominated. They're down near their own line. But it's what they do with this next set of 6.
Hold you, boys.
For me, it's just a field position that they've just not had it at all. When they have had it and asked a couple of questions, yeah, they've scored a try, but they can look dangerous, but they need to get near Wigan's line.
Release now. That's you. That's you, Joe.
Here's Rhys Butterworth on loan from Hawkingston Rovers. It's only a couple of weeks that he's with London, but he will help out. He's not yet played for Hull KR, has he? Championship player of the year last year with Dewsbury. Broncos looking to expand, but knock on. The referee calls very quickly as Robbie Storey was trying to get himself in a good position.
Well, Will Lovely just opens himself up. He's heading towards the sideline, which anyone who's running like sideways, it makes you an easy target. You can see as soon as Liam Farrell gets hold of him, Julian Sember comes in and he just panics a bit, loses possession, and said, just give the ball. Like, they're not having to work hard coming out of yardage themselves, Wigan, from down near their own line. They're getting the ball on the halfway, which then puts pressure on you as a defensive team.
Don't hold the knee, boys. 10 seconds. Heads in, you. Heads down, shot off. Stay in, boys, stay in. Stay in. Out. Let go of him.
Farriman looking to create some space, and again the pass to this left-hand side is not one he'll be proud of, and Kershaw tackled out of play, but the referee saying
Boys, calm
knock
down,
on.
calm down. Back we go. Back we go.
A bit of pushing and shoving just on the sideline.
Bring it in here, boys.
They're still going on it. Tyler Dupree and Junior Sember
Boys,
just getting in the
calm
middle,
down.
splitting them
Want
up.
the ball in the air. What do you want?
But thankfully for Mike Eccles, his side will get the ball back now. They don't have to defend because of that error. It was a sloppy pass
Boys.
to Eckersley, and Kershaw did ever so well
Hand over,
to get
boys.
the ball.
Hang on, Ron.
Warriors
Hang
thought
on. Hang on.
that they were going to get the ball back.
Boys. Stay square, Tom. Stay square. Go.
So a dummy half is Butterworth again, looking to bring on the big guns to try and blast their way down through the middle of this Wigan team.
Move now.
One try to the name already, Jacob Jones. They came close as well with Kershaw.
Two.
They go in hunt of a second score of the day.
Hold.
Here's Butterworth. He'll skip back to the middle again, a dummy on his inside to Rob Butler, who's on from the interchange bench as well.
Release.
A little bit of heavily bandaged Butler, who'll pick up and skip right to Meadows. Quick hands again. Out it goes to Story. But again, it's untidy from the Broncos. And an opportunity to build some pressure dissipates.
Yeah, possession, position.
Shot clock on.
They're under pressure, aren't they? Just the ball's whipped out from Hakeem Maloney.
Here, boys.
Story just fumbles the ball, goes backwards first of all. The second time he goes to get it. Played at Keighley last year, Story. Played really well last week against Hull FC.
Okay, boys. Hit it. Hang on.
They want to watch themselves on the short side here. They've got Jay Field and Zach Eckersley just against Lee Kershaw. They need to break from the scrum quickly. It goes the other side though.
Gonna have to feed again.
All the way in.
Young Ferryman, as we say, 18 years of age, only academy player for 1 year before he's been promoted to this senior team. What a day today for him, for his debut. A lot of people excited about being here watching him play, you know. Could be one of those in 10, 15 years' time where you say, we were there.
And that's the big thing, isn't it? You know, like whatever team you support, it's about the next generation and what's coming through your ranks.
Reach it up there, Reese.
Thompson.
Look at that, that's how you go onto the ball. They can't get set here.
Reese got 10, Butterworth.
Forber, a lot of ground able to cover there. Dupree eats up the meters despite having two of them, and then Free trying to block his way.
Release now. Marcus, go forward.
Here's Forber again. Farrimond with a pass that looked flat.
5.
Generous point of view.
Get up, get in.
Thompson tackled. Forber. Back to Farrimond, who puts a kick and a chase into that in-goal area. It is covered by Butterworth, and he has done well to get back in the field of play.
Yeah, what about that for a cheeky kick though from the youngster? He didn't call it for anybody, he wanted to go for it himself. It was picked up well, like you said, by Reese Butterworth. Gets back into the field of play, otherwise it would have been some more pressure.
Offside Wigan. Well, there's no lacking of confidence, is there, from Jet Farrimond?
That's what you get with when you've got a big tag on your head and everyone's talking you up. Just look at that, he kicks, he goes round Butler. Doesn't give up then, he knows he's got to come up with the tackle, trying to keep him in the in-goal area. I've been really impressed with Luke Thompson and Tyler Dupree in the first half. They've really took the game forward, giving the hookers something to play off.
We're just getting news, by the way, from downstairs that Brad O'Neill and Jake Wardle have both passed their HIAs, so they will be back on the field.
3. Jack, move.
Kade Ellis can unfasten his boots again and put his feet up again. Not needed just yet.
4. Clean out.
London Broncos in a decent position here. Butterworth. Now Meadows. The kick came off a Wigan player, but not played at. Maloney thwarted in his ambitions, and Meadows dropped on, and Butterworth picks up, and back it comes to Maloney, who gets it away. It's another set of 6 here. Lovell. So this is a real opportunity for the London Broncos. Chance to build. They've got tackles in the bag. They've not been here very often today with this kind of generosity of possession that Wigan have given them here. Butler.
Release now. Find the ground.
This is Butterworth. He's going to have a little go himself. Lovell throws the ball over the top, and Kershaw, has he got there this time? Well, I think he might have put that down. I think that might be a try, but the referee's going to the video ref,
I have a try.
and we're going to hear from Chris Kendall.
Grounding, please.
Okay, tackle 2, we have a live call of try. Kershaw's in possession. Ball in his right hand. And he grounds the ball. and he's infield. Thank you, I've made my decision.
What a time to score just before the break. And what a player to do it, Lee Kershaw, the resurrection of a Super League career. Training with Leeds, wasn't he, in the off-season, because he didn't have a Super League club to his name. Having gone through his contract at Wakefield, London pick him up, and here he is scoring tries against Wigan and giving London a bit of a hope here.
Yeah, you like the story, don't you? Came down for a trial, given a contract, played in round 1 against Saints. Know that he can score, and the sticky sprays definitely worked from the physio. He dropped an absolute sitter when Jayfield put a bit of pressure on him. Not this time, Jayfield, the same man trying to stop him, but he manages to get to the corner, and this time, with one hand, he gets it down. And that's exactly what they needed, the lifeline that they needed, with a big kick to come here from Ollie Leyland.
From the touchline. Won't be quite the last act of the first half, but it's very close to it. No, shouts the ref, that's gone well wide. But 10-22, two-score game. London are keeping themselves interested here.
They have looked dangerous down there. Look, when you've got players like Ollie Leyland, Hakeem Maloudi, you know, things can happen. Well, Wigan, they failed to really dominate. There's a man left down on the floor. Then all of a sudden, Reece Butterworth, nice play from him. He gets out, a good offload over the top, and right where he should be, Lee Kershaw scores the try.
Well, London have got bounce, and they've got a bit of belief as well, as Jordan Williams carries in.
Marcus square. Go.
But there is a relentless nature to this Wigan side, isn't there?
Move.
That makes you feel they're still very warm favourites to go on from here to win it. But London are putting up a bit more of a fight.
Free. Hands away.
Here's Leyland waiting. Back it comes to Kennedy, and they keep it moving. Meadows can't find a way through.
Tried the old show and go, but Thompson was aware of it.
Butterworth just trying to pick a path here if they can. Kennedy put down.
And square. Wait. Go. Brad, you're not there. Brad, you're off. Brad O'Neill.
Step back on the inside by Meadows. Leyland's got the task on the last play to try and make something happen, but the kick is an easy one for Miski. No challenge, no height, and Miski able to clear his lines.
Yeah, it was a poor kick in the end, wasn't it, from Ollie Leyland?
Well, the hooter sounds, and the tackle is complete, and the referee will blow his whistle. Well, London Broncos are still in the fight, but Wigan Warriors are dominating the fight at half-time, leading as they do by 22 points to 10. Wigan fans enjoying their trip to the capital so far. They've seen a young fella make his debut. They've seen their tries from their side as well. And Wigan will be confident at half-time, but knowing that there's a real challenge awaiting them in the second half. Jake Wardle, Abbas Miski, Tyler Dupree and RB Hill, all try scorers for them. We're going to have full analysis of this first half coming up very soon. It's a big weekend of sport and football in particular on Sky this weekend, of course. Coming up later on today, Arsenal against Brentford on Sky Sports Premier League at 5 p.m. That Super Sunday double bill, Aston Villa against Tottenham at midday, and Liverpool against Manchester City at 3:45 as well. And then Monday night football as well, of course, Chelsea against Newcastle United, 6:30, the build-up starting to another big match as well. We're watching a very decent game of rugby league, the Betfred Super League here this afternoon. Wigan are leading at half-time by 22 points to 10, but London have caused them one or two problems. Wigan early scorers, but London finding a response a couple of times, and 22 points to 10 is the half-time score here at the Cherry Red Records Stadium.
Well, for London, they've got to help themselves. The start game's better in Super League. They conceded 2 tries in the opening 10 minutes, and Jake Wardle was the one who benefited here from some strong defence, and Luke Thompson not waiting around, gets the ball, picks it up, passing on to Farimon, who in turn finds the speeds to Jake Wardle out wide, and he scores after the first 5 minutes. And they've got to make sure, and we talked about at the start of the game about finishing sets well. They didn't start the game well last week against Hull FC. You thought and expected them to start the game better today, but to concede 2 tries so early on puts Mike Eccles' men on the back foot. When the ball goes out wide over to the right-hand side and Abasmiski goes in at dummy half, you know what he's going to do. Look, again, the defence isn't set. They're defending on the heels. They plant the feet together. Abasmiski, the powerful winger that he is, just manages to get over the line. And that's poor defence from the Broncos. But when they did have a chance, and when they were up the other end of the field, this is what I like to see with Ollie Leyland. He's a half-back by trade that knows how to take on a line. He's looking at defenders. He thinks, yeah, I'll have a chance, I'll have a crack at that. And Jacob Jones goes in, gives them a bit of hope that they needed. But then an easy sucker try, a big prop forward in Tyler Dupree, just crashes over, comes onto the crash ball close to the line. The pass is supplied from Brad O'Neill, and he goes over. And then Tyler Dupree, the try scorer, turns creator with a nice little tip onto the youngster Harvey Hill on 28 minutes, who in turn just crashes over right in front of the Wigan fans. And they've done a decent job, the forwards from Wigan, the interplay from them, they're going at the line, taking the game to the Broncos, but the never say die attitude, that is what you want from your side. And he failed early on, Lee Kershaw, to ground the ball with 2 hands, but he manages to get it down with 1 hand in the corner. That's just given that bit more hope for the second half.
Well, these are the, we've been crunching the numbers, these are the stats from that first half, the telling stat as ever, top line, Wigan 22, London 10. But London just edging possession so far, 68% completion to Wigan's 72. Look at the meters made from Wigan's point of view. But they've had to do some extra tackling here of Wigan, but they have certainly outrun that London side, outpowered that London side at times with those meters made. And London with 25 missed tackles, which will contribute to that meters made total, of course. 6 penalties conceded there by Wigan, which is, I'm sure, something that Matt Bede at half-time will be talking about, you would have thought, because the way they are dominating this game. We're back with a full second half commentary coming up. Can London Broncos get themselves back in the game with more moments like this? Well, we're being thoroughly entertained so far today, aren't we, in the capital? London 10, Wigan 22, with a fascinating second half to come here. Wigan, you would think, in the box seat, but there's a couple of times in the game when they've looked as though they're capable of just ripping it up and leaving London in their trail. But the Broncos keep finding a way just to keep nibbling back, just to keep themselves interested in this game. They'll be hoping, I'm sure, for more of that, Mike Eccles and his team, in the second half. There's plenty of rugby league every week, of course, every single game live on Sky Sports. This year you are treated to a real chocolate box of delights, and another one coming up later on today on this very channel. Catalan against Hull FC. Hull FC, of course, picked themselves up, just got over the finishing line in proper order last week against the Broncos, but a trip to Perpignan is going to be a test for them, and you can see the outcome of that a little later. Wigan fans have travelled in numbers here today to this Cherry Red Records Stadium. It is their first visit to watch their side here, and it's an unexpected one, of course. 6-7 months ago, I don't think many people would have thought London Broncos would have been in the Super League, but not many people expected them to climb of a bottom spot this year. But they are showing, Terry, in the last couple of weeks, that there is a bit of fight in them. Should have had a win last week, and, you know, still competing in this game here today. Yeah,
and that try just before half-time by Lee Kershaw just certainly gives them a chance in this game. But look, they're gonna surprise some teams this year, that's for sure. We've seen enough fight in them. It's just what they do. The start of the games have killed them the last few weeks. Like, you can't give teams in Super League the chance, the leg up that they want, and to go behind 10 points, 12 points in the opening 10 minutes. Mike Eccles knows that you've got to be absolutely on top of your game from as soon as that whistle goes. And you'd expect the Warriors to come out now, and Matty Pete, I'm sure, would have been disappointed to concede that try from Lee Kershaw. And he's going to be saying to them, look, don't expect them to just roll over. You've seen that they'll score tries, you've seen that they keep on fighting. We've got to play, let's focus on ourselves.
Well, the Wigan team just being held a little longer in the dressing rooms. Liam Farrell eventually leading his side out here for this second half. It's a winning run that we keep reminding you every week stretches back to last June. It was the tight and tense semi-final defeat in the Cup against Hull Kingston Rovers, the last time they actually lost the game, Wigan. And since then they've won the League Leaders' Shield, they've won the Grand Final, they've won the World Club Challenge, and they've won every single game they've been involved in. And at the moment they're looking favourites to win this one again here today, to stretch that winning run. And they say winning is a habit, and it's a habit which Wigan have got, and it's a good habit to have as well. But it'll be London who have possession at the start of this second half. More of the same, Terry, in this second period?
Well, yeah, just for both sides, really. What I would say is just keep turning up for your teammate. But you know that the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes of this second half, you've got to wear some decent tackles if you're a Broncos player. You're going to be up against it. You're going to be getting numbers in. You're going to be trying to get dominated with your head turned back towards your own try line. Get through your sets, get to your kick. He's done a decent job with Lovell. He's been targeting the youngster Ferryman as many times as he gets the ball.
Butterworth out a dummy half, getting used to his new teammates, of course, this new environment in which he finds himself at the moment as London advance. It's a decent start. 5 tackles has taken them 10 metres inside their opponent's half right at the start, and Meadows will finish it with a kick. Miskey is underneath it, but there's a challenge there. The ball is batted back, it bounces for Kennedy, and Kennedy's looking for support and gets it away. And what about that for a start? Over the line goes Jordan Williams. Referee's not sure, but have London Broncos just scored here?
I have a try.
Well, he thinks so. Soft signal is try.
Knock back. Also into the grounding, please.
So we're off to Wilmslow again to hear from Chris Kendall.
Okay, tackle 5, we have a live call of try. It's come from a kick, so we need to check that. Players must have both feet behind the ball. Everyone to the left is onside. There's a player to the right who is off. We'll run it through. Okay, he's going to be well outside. It's knocked backwards there. Just so they've got a tighter in view to confirm that. Okay, is the ball knocked backwards? Yes, it is. Okay, the ball is then collected. Passed, taken cleanly. Okay, we're looking at the grounding now. So he's in possession. Short at that point. I then lose sight of the ball. Short there, but then I'll lose it. See if we've got anything else on this. Okay, that's going to be no good. That's going to be no good either. Okay, this is going to have to be the angle. Okay, at this point the ball could be down and it could be on the line. I have a live call of try. I have insufficient evidence to overturn the live call. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, it was a terrific effort in defence there from Jack Ferryman, wasn't it? But Jordan Williams, the man who sounds like a one-man Formula One team, might just have provided a shock right at the start of this second half. We wait for absolute confirmation, and there we have absolute confirmation. And London have a try. Matty Pete, the Wigan coach, hadn't got back in his seat before that try was scored. That's how quickly it came at the start of the second half. And what a boost that is for London.
Yeah, well, the last 2 minutes of the first half, the first 2 minutes of the second half, just get on the back of a good kicking game. It was a good set of six when they had the ball, but then to get the ball up, McCartney does a decent job, Kennedy does a decent job to get the offload away, and Jordan Williams, the ultra-consistent player that he is, he comes on, he adds some punch all the time, doesn't he? Kennedy with a lovely one-handed offload, and Farimon, fair play to him, he had a chance, didn't he, of trying to haul that ball up. He was sent up as a try.
And Leyland kicks the goal. And it's 16-22. And it's game on.
And Dave, like I said to you at the start of the second half, Marty Pete would have been saying at half-time, don't expect them to go away. We're in a game now. They scored 12 points in the second half. We got off to a blistering start, but we've got to absolutely take the game to this London side. And they're up for the battle, let me tell you.
Well, again, we talk about the London connection. Jordan Williams has been here since he was a kid, came through the academy. And you know, there's a lot of pros and against having London in the Super League, but I tell you what, they are bringing players through. They are creating Super League players by their simple existence.
Well, you look at them around Super League, you see the amount of players that have come through the system. It's incredible. Like nine of this squad, and they haven't got a big squad, have come through the system. They do a decent job down there.
Butler gets it further left, and a little step here from Russell. There'll be an excitement amongst those London players at the moment, because they will feel quite a scalp is in their grasp here. Might be making Hull feel a little better as well after last week that they were pushed as close as they were. Well, look what we're going to be pushed here. Early stages of this second half. The whole complexion of the game could change again in the blink of an eye, but just at the moment, London are making a real fist of this. Field is put down.
And also, don't overplay it, because you are excited, because you're only 6 points behind on the scoreboard. You've done everything well to get in the position here that you find yourself. And you just got to keep going, doing the things that you've done. Defensively, they're nice and tight. They're not loose around the ruck area. Plenty of talk going on when they're in the wrestle, trying to take them to ground.
There was Wardle back from that HIA, and you'd have seen it, dummy half O'Neill, so we had confirmation they both passed in the first half, but evidence for your own eyes that they're both back on the field. O'Neill now scampering out, Hill with a little dummy shown, and then he decides to have a go and pushes and pushes. Leg strength from the big fella. O'Neill, and up from Hampshire, and a bat back from Miskey, but it's into the welcoming arms of Jacob Jones, who was hovering a good deal behind that ball. There was a bonus.
It's what you call loitering with intent. He didn't get back, did he? And he just finds himself in a position when the ball goes up to pouch it.
McCartney, well, I was going to say so to his feet, because Wigan hanging on for too long, and James Vella, the referee, gives a penalty for London here.
That's a helping penalty as well. I was just looking around the ruck area of actually who had the hand up and who was offering themselves. And even though we're just early stages of this second half, a couple of the players, London jerseys, are just looking as though they're saying they're a bit tired, but just not offering themselves enough.
Butler dealt with robustly by those two Wigan defenders, Hill and O'Neill. But London come again here. Scrambled out of dummy half by Butterworth. Flat pass again. London, do they believe they can carry this job through from here as Lovely's put down? Butterworth. Inside again for Meadows. Now it's taken on by Kennedy, and try to get it onto Butler, but the ball is spilled and Wigan come back up with it.
They were just trying to link up, wasn't he, Kennedy, with Butler. They made the error. Looking, they were screaming for the ball out the back as well.
This is Miskey who gets up and plays, and the young fella from the wing, Eckersley, brings it towards the halfway line.
He looks powerful, doesn't he?
O'Neill has got Farrell, and Farrell just charging down the middle again, just trying to give his side a bit of momentum. O'Neill, Hill, Dupree. Tyler Dupree, try scorer in that first half. Leg lifted, well, not by much, but enough.
Yeah, it puts him in dangerous position, though. He just hooks his leg up. And you can see as he's going to ground, he knew exactly what was coming. 2 men up top, Butler just lifts the leg, drops down. It's enough, says the referee, James Vella.
Is there a kicking tee coming on here?
Yeah,
I think there is.
Surely there'll be 2 points.
I think the coaches are saying go for 2. I think the players wanted to carry on, and then the voice of reason from the touchline has its way, and Adam Kieran with a chance to add a 2. Significant 2 here because it gives the lead an 8-point feel, a 2-score lead, if he can put it over. A little more awkward than he might have anticipated today for Matty Pete, especially when his side raced to that 10-0 lead with just about 10 minutes played. It looked as though it was going to be Wigan's by a distance, but... Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's a yellow card. Yellow card. Video referee getting involved there, and Rob Butler is off the field for 10 minutes as a result of that.
That's a massive blow for them, that. Rob Butler leaving the field, and just leaves them with 12 men against a determined Wigan side. They'll take these 2 points now, take it to 2 scores in front for them. And it just doesn't help with that man in the sin bin.
So Wigan looking for an element of comfort here on a day that has not been entirely comfortable so far. Kieran settles. One of the really solid-looking signings in the off-season from the Catalan Dragons. Adam Kieran, and yep, again for the referee. I love his little whoop of delight when the ball goes over. He likes a goal kick, doesn't he? And it's London 16, Wigan 24 now.
Well, that's exactly what they didn't need. And you can see when he gets in, Rob Butler just hooks that leg, and as he goes down, he doesn't drop fully on his shoulder. He puts his arm on. It was a dangerous... Or he does put him in a dangerous position, and James Vella, with the help of the video referee Chris Kendall, says, yeah, that's enough, that's 10 minutes in the bin.
Well, London have shown good character so far. It's going to be tested as much as it's been tested throughout the afternoon now, because down to 12, and Wigan with that little extra advantage on the scoreboard as well. And maybe they've just awakened the tiger here, because Wigan realise they're in a tough situation. Maybe step it up a step or 2. Here's Mego, looking again on that angular run towards the middle.
Again, just nice and direct though, isn't it, from Patrick Mego?
O'Neill. Support there from Hampshire, but O'Neill decided to have a look from a solo point of view. Picked up by Field, who's seen a bit of a gap there. The danger was there. There was a bump from Ollie Leyland that stopped him in his tracks, but 1 play to go. And it's another set of 6. Another set. Hampshire offloads. Farrell now on this right-hand side. So 5 plays from here, and Wigan again within very close distance to where they want to be. Miski carries it strongly, but 4 defenders. 3 up top, 1 down the legs. O'Neill waits, delivers. Hampshire across the line, drops it off for Farriman. Now it's Farrell. Farrell with a step. London almost back on their own line to defend. O'Neill. Hampshire. Here's Thompson. 2 plays, 2 tackles for London to make. But O'Neill from dummy half, real determination, and again that online defence from London will be scratching its head. O'Neill got up and went past and didn't find much resistance, and Wigan again extend that lead.
Well, London's right-hand side, they were stretched, and he knew that Brad O'Neill, when he's just had a little look up, he scanned right, he scanned left, he spots that they're a bit wide of the ruck, and his speed does everything else. You can see a little look over his shoulder, again the double look over, And I think it's Will Lovell. Look at him, he gets up, he just opens up. He doesn't move, he plants his feet, and that's just enough for the hooker. He's got Harvey Hill pushing up in the next hole, which again attracts a couple of defenders. Jay Field goes on a win. He knew that Jacob Jones couldn't get set. It's a quick play of the ball, and they couldn't stop the speed from that point.
Well, they're looking richly resourced in that dummy half position, don't they? O'Neill showing us there what he can do. We've seen the last couple of weeks Tom Fowler showing his potential, and Cruz leaving to come back from his ankle injury in a couple of weeks' time, maybe. Maybe back for Salford next week, I think is the word, potentially. So there is a depth. Just for the moment, O'Neill is congratulating himself as well he might, because that was sharp work. Kieran taking up his time ahead of this kick. Certainly not the most difficult of the day from him. Should stroke this one over fairly easily, and does. And the lead runs out to 30 points. So what is becoming a typical Wigan performance this year in the Super League, at least the Betfred Super League. It's a minimum of 30 points they're scoring in each of the 3 games, and there could be a lot more to come here.
Yeah, well, just be clinical and take your chances. Read what's in front of you. React to what defenders do. If you spot a defender that's made the wrong choice, exactly like Will Lovell did then, you take that chance and you go for it.
It's a difficult position that Mike Eccles finds himself in here, isn't it? The rookie coach in Super League. Had a fantastic impact last year. Penalty here for Wigan for the ball steal.
A bit of frustration from them, knowing after conceded points, after getting back into the game as well, and doing all that hard graft.
Back here, boys, back here.
They strip the ball.
Thanks, Will.
Just trying to manhandle him, take him to ground. Takchan.
Get out now.
Marcus Stock it was.
He's pulling his arms apart as if to say, what me? Again, it's a set restart. There's been plenty of those given away by London. This is Jackie Chan involved. O'Neill may go, putting it back, and Hampshire with a rare chance to start. Ryan Hampshire, he's done time and distance down the years, hasn't he? 11 years since he made his debut initially for Wigan. And here comes Field with a dance and a dash and trying to get things opening up.
Hit the line.
Still tackles in the bag. O'Neill to Field, and Field puts a bit of a spin on, and a pass away, and Kieran offloads to Isa, who juggles back to Field again. He has the ball stolen away by Hakan Maludi. Somehow London survived all of that. Line intact and ball back in hand.
You thought they were going to be in, then Willie Isa just, when he taps the ball back to Jay Field, well, Hakim Maludi did ever so well to get on that ball. You thought they had them stretched. Nice offload from Adam Kieran, keeping the ball alive. And now the Warriors just looking to turn the screw defensively.
Hold.
An intensity to this Wigan defence, keeping London locked at their own end of the field. It's going to need a big kick at the end of this, you'd rather fancy. Well, it's one from Butterworth. It's behind his 20-metre mark by a long way, but he's also a long way away from finding touch as well. And here comes Eckersley, who sets Wigan back up in position inside their opponent's half with 5 plays to go. Wardle testing out the resolve of that London defence. O'Neill marching in. Another set of 6. How many set repeats have London given away? Now it's taken on by Mago, who's all the way through to score. Simply unstoppable, Patrick Mago. Thought he had a try in the first half that was ruled out, but no doubts this time. And Wigan look as though they are set to run away with this now.
Just pure power from them. Been ever so impressed with what the forwards have done in Tyler Dupree, Luke Thompson, Patrick Mago, Harvey Hill. Like those 4 players that have certainly just made big inroads into London's defensive line, and they just can't quite stop them. Jake Wardle, when he goes at the line, he's got Abbas Miski. He chooses just to get down and try and play the ball as quick as he can. And they're just on a roll, the Warriors. It's been nice and condensed in the middle of the field, just tic-tacking up the middle. They go at the line, inside ball to the big man. Fenton Rogers just falls off. Patrick may go, well, it's going to take a good defender to stop him 5 yards from the line, someone that size.
Well, Reece Butterworth was left one man standing there, wasn't he, trying to hang on to him and close him down, but no chance with Mago at pace and that close to the line. And Kieran with a chance to kick the goal here. We saw the sin-binning of Rob Butler in the 46th minute, and in the 8-9 minutes that have passed since, we're going to amass 14 points, I think, if Kieran could put this over. 2 tries and 3 goals. 16:22 when he went off, 16:36 when he will eventually come back on again.
That could be the difference, couldn't it, when you're playing against the world champions and you've got 13 men on the field. It's going to be hard enough if you're at the bottom end of the table, and the Warriors up against the 12 men. Patrick Mago just powers over. When you say a simple try, it took some power to get over there, but again, it was just some poor defence from the Broncos.
Well, one piece of good news for London is that Alex Walker is on at the field. His first appearance of the season. He's jogging into the full-back's position, just come on from the interchange bench. So he'll be one that they hope can keep healthy here on in. They'll have missed him in the early stages of the year. London veteran Alex Walker. O'Neill. His field. Issa away to Kieran. Kieran just toying with the touchline back inside for Miski. Wigan keeping it alive dangerously again here. London's defence having to reassemble in face of that threat. Hampshire goes across the line. Farriman now with a pass. Unsemba met as he gets the ball, but is still able.
He's so powerful.
So good.
Alex, move! Right! Right, James!
6 tacklers the next. Wardle switches it back in. Farriman again. And on the 6, Wigan are running it. Issa. And on the 6, Wigan will find themselves stopped. So London get possession back again, but look where they are again, so close to their own line.
Well, they're back up to the full complement now, 13, and Wigan choosing to run the ball. And they've got incorrect play the ball. Play one, they get the ball back 10 yards from the line, and then it's an incorrect play the ball. Do you know what? They just kill you. It absolutely kills you, players like that.
He's not had a happy half, has he, Rob Butler? Wigan looking to prosper. Again.
Robbie, move!
O'Neill, a dummy half. It's Farriman. He's popping it up, but London's defence is not to be punctured on that occasion. O'Neill again. Incorrect play the ball.
So there you go. Referee's consistent.
Play the ball when you can.
One each now in the last, minute?
Yes. Stay square, Marcus.
They're certainly clamping down on that this year. You see, it's all about speed.
Stay square, Luke! Luke!
It's a little bit of light relief for the London Broncos
Up and square!
on a day which, just at the moment, is turning torrid, but they have shown a sprightness and a willingness for the battle which will hold them in good stead for the weeks to come. It's not every week they're playing the world champions. Butler is delivering it, but finding no way through. Jones, but he has found an offload. There's Leyland. Attendance of just over 4,000, I think, today is what we're being told. Confirmation thereof. And the encouraging part is a lot of them paying customers. I know they got about 5,000 for their opening game, didn't they? Against the Catalans, but A lot of those were giveaways to try and encourage crowds through. I think today everybody's paying. Most people are paying. I don't think Terry's paid, but most everybody else is paying. Here's Butler. In fact, I know for sure Terry's not paying. One play to go. Butler feeds it out. Kick is from Leyland.
Well, it could have been a penalty.
Keen eye. Yes, Walker went down suspiciously there, didn't he?
Yeah, he was nudged off the ball. I think it was Luke Thompson who just nudges him out of the way. To be fair, the referee's happy with the call. He just goes across his path.
Oh, and suddenly Wigan are breaking, and here comes a young fella with a big name to make for himself. Zach Eckersley has gone fully 80 yards there to score yet another Wigan try, and that's one that he will remember for many a long year. Just put his head back, got his knees and elbows pumping, and there was nobody catching him and nobody getting close.
Well, I first watched this young man when he was on loan with the Smarty Pete, sent him out to get some experience. Played 8 times, and he's a big, powerful man. He finds himself on the wing in this game, but he'll end up in the centre. He's got some skill, and just look at that acceleration, pulling away from those London players. Quality finish from the youngster. Nice little play from Abasmiski, knowing that if he just gets him in a 2-on-1, he opens up the field. He's gone, the young man. They said just 20 years of age. Some size, hasn't he?
Debut a couple of years ago in a game against Hull Kingston Rovers where a lot of youngsters play, but it's a different emotion altogether on the other side of the fence, because Mike Eccles and Ryan Sheridan know now that the game has gone. A long time ago the game has gone. It's a question of how their side dig in and make sure that this doesn't become a very big and embarrassing scoreline here.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Look, start to games have not helped them. They've killed them at times. Like they had a good patch before half-time and straight after half-time. The sin binning proved so costly for them. And then all of a sudden, when Wigan are playing on the front foot, even when they're back up to the full complement, they couldn't just stand the pressure that Matty Pete's men were putting on them.
Well, there are 20 big minutes to come here. This could be a bonanza, or we could be celebrating London's ability to stick in, not the contest, but stick in the game.
Stick in the game, yeah. Don't let that scoreboard get ugly. Don't let that away side get that far away from you that it becomes embarrassing. All right, to concede 42 points at home, well, any coach will tell you that that's not good enough. You want paying customers to keep coming through the door. You've got to perform.
Leyland with the restart. Wigan back in possession. Safely patched. And here comes another big onslaught on that London defence, albeit from deep. December hitting bodies and threatening to scatter them, but they hang on manfully. Mago helps it on its way. Hill is pushing. It's the Wigan fans who are in terrific voice at the moment. And it's Wigan who get the penalty.
And again, it's just extra fight. The Warriors have just been ploughing up that centre field with the forwards going forward. London just trying to dominate them. They couldn't do that. They couldn't just slow. It was Harvey Hill down, turn him on his back. They give the field position over. And now they find themselves defending in their own half again, with Harvey Hill bringing the ball forward.
Just a slight bedraggled look to London at the moment as they try to stop yet another Wigan wave coming their way. Mago bouncing, pushing, asking all those questions.
Help! Release!
Here's Forber.
Sam, you're not there!
Forber skipping, having a go, but well met by Rob Butler. Farragut has rolled into dummy half this time. Hampshire sees a bit of a gap, trying to take off, but quickly across. Sam Davis, who's recently returned to the field from the interchange bench, makes that tackle. Hill to Farrimond, and Field pops one up over the top. Takes long arms from Zach Heckersley to make sure he keeps hold of that ball.
Move now.
Fast legs and long arms.
It's a good job he's 6'4".
Cover, you're not there.
Farrimond with a chip, asking a question or two. The ball's been lost forward here, I think, from Walker.
Forward, Alex.
And so it'll be Wigan who get possession back again. And so close to that beleaguered London line.
Well, it just seems like relentless pressure, doesn't it? From where they are. Nice little kick and good pressure. Again on Walker. He goes up. He thought the ball went backwards. The ref called it forward. And unfortunately, they've got another set to contend with here. And I think the way that the Warriors are playing, they're going to score in this next set of 6.
Hampshire's run round the base of the scrum and has run through the London defence to score a very simple-looking try. The moment he put the ball in the scrum, I think he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and that's what he's achieved. And Wigan have yet another score, and they're creeping towards that half-century.
You could just sense it was coming. The way that London looked off the scrum, the way that they were defending, the shape that they were presenting, and the way that the Warriors approached that scrum. A lot of communication going. Ryan Hampshire knew what he had to do, rejoined the club back in 2023, started his career there, and he's a player that backs himself. Had a couple of bad injuries during his time, but certainly knows how to play. And his skill, his speed, his vision, gets round the back of the scrum and thinks, yeah, do you know what? I've got some shape outside of me, but I'm going all the way myself. Good finish, good confident finish from Ryan Hampshire.
Well, it's hard to say that the two halves today are making a claim for those positions when you consider the quality of Bevan French and Harry Smith at 6 and 7, but they have not let their side down, have they? The veteran, if you like, Hampshire, and the youngster Farrimond.
Well, it's a squad game, isn't it? Like, obviously, Hampshire and Farrimond are different ends of their career of where they are, but Matty Pete knows that successful teams need strength in depth, and what this game has proved today for him is he's got that in those two players to come in.
Wigan coaching crew like this, stuck on the back of the 59 bus, that's stuck in a traffic jam. There's not a lot of emotion there, is there? They just look on in calm calculation of what's going on. As Adam Kieran gets ready, he hopes to add another 2, and he has added another 2. And we don't need touch judges, we just need the referee to whoop out the yes as the ball goes over. It's 16 points to 48. And there's the back of the 59 bus again, who will be delighted if they're not showing it too intensely at the moment.
He's saying they don't look good fun on a night out. I think that's what you're saying, Dave. Look, they'll be happy inside.
Well, they'll be less happy.
Those two won't be happy.
But they knew the size of the test, didn't they? I don't think Mike Eccles and his assistant Ryan Sheridan would have been in any doubts about this is going to be a very difficult season from start to finish.
Yeah, and they knew it was going to be a very difficult game, even when they looked at the players that weren't playing for Wigan today. With some of the youngsters like this man on the ball, Julian Sember, quality player that they've got in the ranks. But the end of the first half, start of the second, they had something to build on. Unfortunately, the ill-discipline, a bit of sloppiness and end of sets, that's what's not helped them.
That's better, Jared.
Wigan have dominated possession in this second half. And they've dominated the scoreboard as a result of that.
Hold. Straight out of there, Reece. Come on.
Isa back to Mako. And here comes Farrimond. And now it's with Field. And there's a threat instantly. But he's wrapped up well on that occasion by Meadows. Does his job.
Release. Marcus.
Last play, arm in the air from the referee. Farrimond with a kick downfield. Kershaw with a safe catch. Looking to bring it back with purpose. Good chase from Wigan. The line was efficient, and London start there.
And he's scanning across that line, like you said. It was efficient. There's just nothing. There's no gaps anywhere. There's no one shot the line. There's no one sitting back. Like, where do you go?
This is what we can look forward to from Wigan's point of view. Salford next Thursday night. I was going to say you could see that live on Sky. You can see all those games live on Sky, because every single game is live on Sky Sports this year. 3 away games after this. They'll be happy with their travels so far. High tackle.
Calm down.
Yeah, New didn't need Harvey Hill. It's just a bit of a swinging arm. And Patrick Mago was involved with it. Little tip when he goes through. Patrick Mago, Hill over the top. It's enough, right in front of the referee. Bit of a grab, nothing in it.
Thanks, boys.
Meadows finds touch, and London charge again through Butler. Oh.
Well, I'm not
Well,
so sure
he can carry a ball and he can carry a tackle, can Nsemba.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure that you'd pick out those two, would you? But Nsemba down below, Patrick Mago over the top, and
Release now. On the right. Hold.
Butterworth out a dummy half. This is Stock.
Free.
Marcus Stock put down.
Ryan. Go.
Butterworth again goes dashing to that right-hand side. Meadows looking to create something here, and Kershaw with the dive and claims the try. See what the referee has to say about this.
I have a try. Can you check touchline and grounding, please?
What about the video referee?
Okay, it's tackle free. The live decision is a try. Lee Kershaw's in possession. Still in possession, still in the field of play. And he grounds the ball. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, again, it's another fabulous finish. Lee Kershaw. He's had a day to remember, hasn't he? And a great finish in the corner.
well, that never say die attitude, that's all that the coach, Mike Eccles, can ask for when the scoreboard's so lopsided. Don't give up, keep playing till the final end. Give the fans something to go home with, and a bit of fight in the final 10 minutes is what I want to see from you. Well, forget about all the stats of what we've done with the ball and what we haven't done with the ball. Let's just turn up for each other. Give yourself a chance to score some points, get yourself in a position. Big kick from Ollie Leyland over there.
And it's worth remembering as well, and we perhaps haven't mentioned this enough today, and it just reminds us to see Ollie Leyland taking this kick. And London started the year with a bit of strife, didn't they? Billy Leyland, his brother, injured before the season began, the hooker. Dean Parata missing today because of an HIA. Lewis Beanak, the prop. Ethan Natoli was another player who went in mid-season. They've had their problems even before this season kicked off, and they've continued in these early weeks.
Yeah, and that's what we said early on in the first half. We spoke about that they're not the biggest of squad because of those losses. And it's difficult. They're trying to get players in. They're trying to build the team as the season's going. And Mike Eccles and Ryan Sheridan have just got to turn up to training every day when things go against them with a smile on the face.
Oh dear. There's not much smiling about that.
Smiling after that, is there?
Spilt by Meadows. Wigan looking to get a quick reaction. They'll go back to the knock-on.
Well, that's my sort of point. Like when mistakes go like that, you score a try, you think, right, okay, let's get through it now. Got another set of 6. You make the mistake. How many times have they done that in this game? Well, it doesn't help you. All of a sudden, it gives the ball over. You're on the back foot. You're defending. You're looking across the strike that's in front of you. Jake Wardle, Adam Kieran lining up in the centres. You've got Jay Field just loitering around the ruck area, and young Jack Farrimond over on the left.
Well, here we go again. It's similar to the route he took for the try there, but this time the pass away from Ryan Hampshire to Jay Field, and Field is watched well by that London defence. Over back to the middle again. Here's Mako, flat pass, and the offload, and Harvey Hill will go ramping over. Takes Wigan to that half-century. Couple of times, London defence maybe not as tight as it could have been on its own line, but Wigan are prospering. They've created that pressure, they've created that fatigue, and they've created yet another try.
And they've created that fatigue from hard work from the middle of the field. I think the forwards have been tremendous today. The mistake from the kick-off. Whenever we watch and talk about the Warriors, everyone always is drawn to the likes of Jay Fields of this world and Bevan French's. I think the forwards have been brilliant. Harvey Hill is one of those players who've absolutely turned up. Nice little interplay between the forwards in Jackie Chan. Patrick Mago to the youngster Harvey Hill, who goes over for his second try of the game. It's been a big afternoon for them.
Well, he was once a local favourite here, wasn't he, for a short while? 4 games on loan at London.
There you go, there's the smiles.
Yeah, we got a smile, yeah. can't smile at this. There's not a lot to smile about, is there? As Wigan just keep rolling on and on and on, and who's to stop them? Well, maybe Salford next week. Fancy their chances after the first win in over 4 decades at St Helens last night. Paul Rowley's side ripping up expectations in the early stages of this season. Here's Kieran, looking to add another 2. And he does. He does add another 2. 22 points to 54.
Oh, that's a big scoreline, that is. And now when you start looking at it, you love seeing forwards just passing the ball to each other. And that involves all 3 middles. The prop forward, 2 prop forwards, loose forward, nice interplay, nice confident finish from the young man, Harvey Hill.
Wigan fans are turning it into a bit of a party at the moment, behind the sticks. This is Field. Wigan loving to try to entertain.
Move! Hold!
O'Neill. And here's Miski.
Okay, give it down.
It's a long season. It's early stages, but just at the moment, Wigan are looking like they are, as you'd expect them to be, the trail leaders at the moment.
Well, that's it. They're there for everyone.
Well, they're coming again. Oh. They're coming again. And Asemba is galloping through, and he's looking for support, and he goes for Hampshire, and Hampshire passes to Kershaw.
Oh, he's picked the pocket.
Well, they would have been teammates at one stage, I'm sure, but not today.
Well, he did well, and again, even like that, stopping the try from being scored shows a bit of fight. Yeah, they've lacked a bit of skill, they've lacked a bit of composure, they've lacked a bit of strength in defence. But that's what you like to see. Ryan Hampshire, look, goes for the offload to one of his teammates, but Lee Kershaw comes back and saves a certain 6 points.
They were together for 2 or 3 years at Wakefield, weren't they, Hampshire and Kershaw? Maybe he knows the call.
Yeah. A familiar voice shouting, yeah, give me the ball.
You want to just check him over there? Climb back on. You're right to go back.
So the penalty clears the halfway line just. London start in an adventurous situation here inside their opponent's half. And here comes Sam Davis with another thumping resistance from the Wigan big fellas. It's with Walker. Bassett. Searching right with Lovell, and then pass away, but Wigan's defence recovering well and stopping Story in his tracks. Here's Maludi. A couple of plays to go, 20 metres to cover when it lands in the hands of Meadows. Straightened up by Stock. And in marches Butterworth, but it's a penalty. Another set of 6.
Yeah, Jackie Chan. Referee James Feller straight in front of him says he ripped the ball out. So can they finish here with a flurry in the final 4 minutes?
Jordan Williams, who's got his name on the score sheet already. Left and quick hands. And Maludi will try to track his way in the middle. The kick. There was a bit of a collision there, and Maludi has got his side a penalty here.
Lucky Maludi just appealing to the referee. It's a box of tricks, isn't he? And it's Jackie Chan who just takes him out. Knocks him off his feet. Clear penalty.
So the tap, and they go again, and they look for some reward. Stock. Stopped. Butterworth. Skips it left. For a moment, Leyland's eyes would have lit up. He thought there might have been a gap there, but there wasn't. So he passes, and here's Bassett. This is Butterworth again. Back with Leyland. Now it's with Meadows. And on that right side, Lovell pushes. Wigan reorganising themselves in defence. Little win in the tackle, slows things down. It's with Meadows. It's not the best of passes, goes behind Davis, picks it up untidy, but at least safe. But they've lost 10 yards with that. Butterworth again. Going right, and Walker with a pass out the back door. Butterworth tumbles and takes a roll, and London sizing up what's ahead of them, and what's ahead of them is Nsemba as Lovell again is stopped. Last play for London Broncos. 2 minutes left to play in the game. It's a chip and a chase. Issa has it. The bounce is kind enough. And Wigan, 5 from their own line, will be happy with possession back now.
Well, there's enough Wigan defenders then back to just pounce on that ball and make sure that they've retrieved it. Some tired boys in both sets of jerseys, really.
Good from Wardle. Smart is playing the ball, and suddenly Miski's travelling. Wigan almost up to the halfway line.
The amount of support that the Wigan players have when they go at the line, it's just like relentless. It's like a wave of attack.
Oh, inside ball, terrific stuff, and Field goes racing away, and he didn't need support, but he passes away to Kieran. Well, Field could have walked over himself, but unselfishly, he gives the ball to Adam Kieran, who scores Wigan's latest try, and puts himself in a very kickable position here as well, as Wigan look for the 60 points here.
You know, we've not really talked much in this game about Jay Field. But on the one opportunity that he does get, he takes it, doesn't he? And like we were saying, in the build-up to this try, they're just flooding forward in support. That's why they're so dangerous, and also they know that they've took some energy out of London in the middle of the field because of the work that the forwards have done. And Jay Field just goes through a gap, gives the ball to Adam Kieran unselfishly to score the try.
And Terry, you've had the job of picking the player of the match today.
Do you know, I've been drawn to the forwards. I've been drawn to the likes of Tyler Dupree, been drawn to Patrick Mayo, Harvey Hill, scored a couple of tries. But Luke Thompson, I think he was on for about 60 minutes, and it wasn't what he just did with the ball, it was what he did off the ball as well. His push, his support, his defence, it was awesome. That absolutely laid the platform in the early stages of the game and for the opening 60 minutes.
Well, Wigan's biggest win against the London Broncos was a 64-8 victory in 2004. Not quite those proportions here today, not far away, but London have given plenty to this. Wigan, though, have given plenty more. Kieran. We'll have a look. This takes it to the rounded 60 points. Wigan just carry on resoundingly. London Broncos had their moments here today, but they were too few and far between against the quality of the World Club Champions. Wigan winners, and we're back with analysis and interviews very, very shortly. Well, welcome back. Resounding win here for Wigan at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. 60 points to 22 against the London Broncos, who put up a fight at times, but Wigan's just that intensity with which they play just keeps rolling on and on, doesn't it? And we have the player of the match with us, Luke Thompson, right now. Luke, congratulations. How much did you enjoy that today? Your team looked to be on a mission, and you got it done.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, really pleased with the 2 points. It's always a tough place to come somewhere like London. Yeah, just really pleased to get the 2 points. It was a bit of a scrappy game, but yeah, got the win in the end and yeah, blew out a bit in the second half, so really pleased with that.
To lift again, you know, that World Club Challenge a couple of weeks ago, it looks as though, I know you didn't play in that game, but for the team as a whole, it looks as though it's not had an effect on you. You just keep going week by week and keep producing the same kind of output.
Yeah, you know, we've got some great depth in the team. All the young boys are awesome. So yeah, whoever steps in is doing the job for us at the minute, and everyone's working really hard. So yeah, we're really pleased at the minute. Keep chalking the wins off, and hopefully build some momentum and keep it going.
And how much are you enjoying it? How much are you enjoying being back in Super League?
Yeah, I'm loving it, to be fair. You know, I'm back in my house in Wigan, settled back in. You know, I've got my family and friends over here, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying my rugby at the minute. Wigan's a great club, good people, good lads. So yeah, couldn't be enjoying it more.
Well, terrific. Congratulations on the player of the match performance today, Luke, and congratulations on the win as well, and good luck for the week next week, for the game next week as well.
Thanks, pal. Nice one.
Luke Thompson there joining us, and Terry O'Connor's player of the match. And what did you make of the game as a whole, Terry?
Just London, same as the last couple of games, really, conceding far too many points. You know, they give themselves a chance and they get back into the game. They look like they're playing some decent rugby, and there's a bit of fight from them as well. And when they scored this try through Jordan Williams at the start of the second half, and they scored the try just before half-time, you think, yeah, OK, they're going to be on here. Unfortunately, then, they concede a penalty. It's 10 minutes in the sin bin, and all the damage seemed to be done then, with the likes of Brad O'Neill just getting out from dummy half. Will Lovell just opens up the gap for him and just switch off. It's nothing to do with fitness as well, some of the things that London are doing. Just some switch off, some sloppy mistakes, errors. Patrick Maygo powers through, just crashes over. Good run, good power, but could do a bit better in defence. And then when you go down the other end of the field and you've got the likes of young Zach Eckersley, I said this lad's got a big, bright future ahead of him. And I do think that he will end up playing centre in the long run. Very skillful, but as you can see, he's got a bit of speed as well about him. And then Ryan Hampshire, off the back of the scrum, spots that speed. And just before that scrum, I said that they just look like they're wobbling a bit here, London. And what happens? Ryan Hampshire gets the ball, just beats a man, gets on the inside of the shoulder of somebody else and goes over for an easy try. But a man who never gave up was Lee Kershaw on the wing. Scored a couple of tries, had one disallowed in the first half. Stopped the try as well and come up with some big, big efforts. Another youngster that did a good job, Harvey Hill, on the back of just three forwards passing the ball to each other. Crashes over just to the side of the sticks. Big, big play from three big men. And that's some killer blows. What the forwards did was tremendous, and it made it ever so easy for the likes of Jay Field and Adam Kieran. When they get the ball here, they go through the middle of the field. It was a tired defence at that stage, just because the work that the forwards had done.
Well, we're very nearly through round 4. These are the results so far this weekend. Hull Kingston Rovers 20, Warrington 22. Great game on Thursday night. Leeds coming from behind to beat Leigh 22-16. Huddersfield thumping Castleford 50 points to 8. And Salford with their first win in 44 years at St Helens, 24-20. Add to all of that, Wigan's victory here by 60 points to 22 against London, and one to come, Catalan against Hull FC, I should say. So the league table is looking like this. Early days. We don't read too much into this, of course, at this stage. But Wigan, despite having played a game fewer than most other teams, are finding themselves at the top of the table because of points difference and 3 wins out of 3. They are the only 100% record so far. And poor old London remain at the bottom. Still, lots of sport to come on Sky Sports, of course, as you'd expect over the weekend. Big weekend. We've got football. Arsenal against Brentford at 5 o'clock this afternoon on Sky Sports Premier League. Super Sunday tomorrow, Aston Villa against Tottenham, and the big one, Liverpool against Manchester City, with a 3 o'clock kickoff, a 3:45 kickoff, but build-up starting at 3 o'clock. And Monday night football, of course, we'll see Chelsea against Newcastle United. All starts at 6:30. So one more game to come this weekend in the Super League, the Betfred Super League. Catalan against Hull FC. 5:25, that is up, so not long now here on Sky Sports Action. And coming up next week, Salford Wigan on Thursday night. And then on Friday, Leeds against St Helens, Huddersfield against Hull Kingston Rovers. You can see the Salford game on Sports Action, Sky Sports Action, as will be Leeds St Helens. Arena for Huddersfield against Hull KR. And the other matches, Hull against Lee, Catalan against Castleford, both Saturday, and London against Warrington on Sunday as well. I hope you've enjoyed it today. It has been terrific. And until next time, we'll see you soon. But it's Wigan who topped the table after a table-topping performance here. London tried to keep pace, but couldn't against the World Club champions. From Terry and myself, goodbye.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.